Hey, welcome back to another session of Mind Over Money. I'm your host, Mr. Valentine, Melvin Valentine. I'm here today to discuss with you willpower. Okay, willpower, a vital, eternal resource that you have to cultivate and develop for you to really unlock that full potential. You may have asked yourself, how is a guy like Michael Jordan able to score 45 points in the middle of the NBA finals with the flu? And some people can't even find the willpower to be able to fill out some job applications, right? What makes this guy able to, or this lady able to accomplish these tasks and great heroic feats, and other people are not able to do such things, right? Seems and it's a complexity of grave proportion when it comes to the human nature, right? With willpower, I would say this, that willpower is like a muscle that needs to be developed. And some, in a very organic way over the years, have grown and developed that muscle, sometimes knowingly and unknowingly, and which in turn has developed a very strong sense of willpower that others, just because of a variety of reasons, didn't get the time to cultivate and develop that particular aspect of their life. So just like any other skill, any other aspect, right? It's all about the focus and attention that you give that area, right? So now you understanding that willpower is something that you can change and it can grow and it can get stronger if you work at it. Now that's something that you can have more a sense of control over, okay? And that's what we're going to talk about today is willpower and how to be able to develop that muscle. All right, here we go. Okay, so the first thing you want to understand about willpower is a concept called ego depletion, right? What is ego depletion? That's why we have that picture of that young man with a plug and a socket in his neck. Is that we are making choices, decisions, we're thinking throughout the day, and with that, you can get tired. You get drained. You get tired. You know the decisions that you make earlier in the day may be better than the ones you make towards the end of the day. If you begin to really pay attention, it's pretty much true for everybody that the longer, some days are shorter than others, some days are more intense than others, and you begin to see that effect on your energy levels, which has a lot to do with your productivity and then it's in direct correlation with your willpower. Okay. All right. So once again, we want to kind of elaborate on that concept of ego depletion is that your willpower is like a cell phone battery. That is the best way to describe it. I mean, everybody's had that cell phone battery on 15%, 20%, 30%. If you ever been in a situation and you only have 15% cell phone battery left, it's not time to watch a Netflix movie, right? If you got a long day ahead of you and you didn't get to charge your phone or whatever happened and you got 15% left, you're not watching no Netflix movie. You're staying away from YouTube. You may even shy away from social media, right? That 15%, all you're going to do is the bare minimum. You want to use that for texting, for maybe checking a couple emails, making a emergency phone call that you need, right? Because certain applications on that phone drain the battery more than others, right? That's just like life, right? Certain routines and things that became habitual to you don't drain you as much as maybe a new activity or a new venture will, right? I remember when I was driving and it was like when I first learned how to drive, it took so much of my energy and I would have so much ego depletion after driving for like 10 minutes. It was so overwhelming. It was so much stuff to consider. And you're thinking of this and you're checking the mirrors and oh my goodness. And am I braking right? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? Now, right? Because I've been driving for so many years, right? I do it effortlessly, right? I'm able to drive and it doesn't take as much energy and thought and time and effort in driving as it would somebody that's barely getting to learn. Why? Because driving has become a habit to me. I can do it on a subconscious level, right? So that's what happens to any and all activities and things in life, right? The more you do them, the better you get at them, and the less energy it requires for you to utilize in order to perform those particular tasks, okay? And that's good to know. If you may be taking on too much too soon, too many new activities too much, and you just feel stressed and anxious because you're underestimating the fact that, hey, you got this new project over here, you're doing this, you just got into a new relationship. All these different things take time for you to kind of get comfortable and familiar with. And the more new activities you take on, the more energy is required. So you got to really navigate that and manage that load management, manage those aspects of your life. To build upon that concept, there's a concept called decision fatigue. Like I was saying earlier, you will notice that the longer the day, the more decisions you make, right? The 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 the, the more stressed you will be, right? So for example, at the end of a long day, somebody may ask you, I know my wife always asks me, yo, what do you want for dinner? I mean, after a long day, it's like, oh my goodness, right? She's trying to be a great wife and hey, well, give me options and give me variety. But after certain days, it's like, I don't care. I just made so many decisions today. Last thing I want to do is make a decision about what we're going to eat. You feed me whatever you want, right? Because I'm fatigued. I'm tired. I've made so many decisions today that I've used all my willpower and I have no more to give. And you need to kind of monitor that and be aware of that, because if you don't manage that effectively, it can tremendously affect your productivity. If you know that you got that big project or that big deadline or that big presentation on Friday, you may, and you understand decision fatigue, you understand willpower, you may avoid certain social gatherings, certain events, certain situations, so you could preserve your strength for the big moment. Those are the keys to success, why a guy like Michael Jordan is able to dominate on the level that he's able to dominate, because he understands this and he'll avoid certain interactions, certain circumstances. He'll have that tunnel vision before the game in order for him to conserve all his energy and be able to explode in that moment to perform at the highest level. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about the 3 ways you can increase your willpower. All right. Make sure you write this down. Make sure you're taking good notes. It's going to be 3 ways that you can increase your willpower. Here we go. First way, diet, diet, diet. Do not underestimate that what you put in your body, the food that you're eating, has a lot to do with your decision making ability. The food is energy, right? And if you get positive energy or negative energy, right, it's going to affect the outcome, right? I make a joke all the time, but there's I grew up in certain neighborhoods, certain communities in my life, and certain fellas that were very aggressive, bad moods, bad attitudes, and they don't even realize the reason why they're walking around so mad and angry, aggressive at the world. Yeah, a lot of other factors are to contribute, of course, but one that can transform their life, their malnutrition. When it comes to nutrition, I've seen guys eat, have a lifestyle of nothing but fast food for a year straight. It's like nothing but tacos and jumbo jacks and Del Taco. And just that's their diet. That's all they're eating, right? So imagine when you're eating those type of foods and there's no nutritional value that you're getting from those things. Your body is craving vitamin A and vitamin B and vitamin C and vitamin D and certain healthy carbohydrates and all these different aspects that are important for your body to function at the highest level. If you're not getting that from your diet, it's going to begin to affect all aspects of your life, especially your willpower. You will be more drained. You will be more fatigued. It's like, put it like this. It's like charging your battery and never getting that full charge. You put it on has anybody ever had a messed up charger and you put it on the charger and you had it up there all night and you come to your phone and it's only 33% charge and you're like, oh my God, I gotta go to work, I gotta go to school, I gotta go do what I gotta do. I only got 33% battery life. That's what's happening to you every day if you are not eating the healthy foods that charge and restore you to 100%. Some of you guys have been operating on 35, 45, 50% energy levels for the last 2 years, and it's centered around the diet that you're having. Okay? It's a critical component. Number 2, brain breaks. Take a break. You will be amazed, right? Especially if you're dealing with anytime you're dealing with new tasks and you're trying to figure things out and you're trying to navigate that, that's automatically going to take and require more willpower. So you may have, if it's a new task, you may have to take every hour, every 2 hours, take a break. 15, 20 minutes, right? Recharge your battery, listen to some music, watch something that's funny, talk to a friend. 15, 20 minutes can go if you every 2 hours you took a 15, 20-minute brain break, you can work longer. You may be able to work a 10-hour day instead of if you try to push through and you work straight 3, 4 hours and then you're just completely done for the day because you went 4 hours straight compared to if you would have took a couple 15-minute breaks, you could have pushed all the way to 8, 10 hours that day. That's a fact just by taking those breaks. So make sure you take a brain break and find ones that inspire and motivate you. I know for me personally, music, when I'm working on something and I'm trying to, taking a brain break and listening to some inspiring music that kind of gets that energy, gets that mojo flowing, gets that pep back in my step. I know that always helps me push through that last moment. So you have to kind of find your secret sauce and figure out what's the best type of brain breaks for you to be able to tap into, right? You may get a new job, and unfortunately, you take that break. That's why jobs give you breaks. And calling your boyfriend or your girlfriend or calling your mom, whoever it may be, your best friend on your break may not be the best way to utilize your brain break because maybe what's going on in your relationship right now fatigues and drains you even more. That relationship sometimes can drain or fatigue you more than the actual job or activity that you're in. So when you have that 15 minutes of break, utilize it and find things that actually pour back into you that inspire you and uplift you. If you're a single mother and calling in and checking in on the family, they're fine. They're okay. And maybe hearing this or that can kind of throw you off cue. Sometimes you may have to just say, hey, they're fine. They're going to be okay. Let me just focus on this. Let me get this thing done so I will be able to be at a more productive level for all of us in the family in the near future, right? So those are the type of things that you got to kind of figure out your best approach way. Brain breaks are critical. Okay. Last but not least, the other um, vital habit in your life that can really develop your willpower is sleep. Once again, I'm going to use my cell phone analogy for this whole entire session. If you have to get some sleep. When it comes to your whole physical being and body, sleep is you literally charging that battery, charging that phone, right? You have to have time to rest, right? Get you enough sleep, right? Another key little habit is 15, 20 minutes right before you're going to go to sleep, stay away from the screens because it's been proven that the more screen time closer to the time you go to sleep, it's harder to get good, solid sleep. Sleep in itself is a science in itself. You got to find the appropriate position, the right places, the right time to go to sleep. But sleep is so critical, especially in this new society that we're living in. You will be amazed how many people are not getting enough sleep and they're walking around the way that they are because, I mean, that's a critical aspect. You have to get that sleep. And like I said, once again, stay away from those screens 15, 20 minutes before you know you're about to go to sleep. Give yourself some time because those lights and those screens keep you awake, unfortunately, and it make it harder for you to go to sleep. All right. All right. And all that is built up for you to have those championship moments. Okay. If you get that good sleep, if you take those brain breaks, right? If you take these habits that we've went and reviewed in this session, you will be able to have more of those championship moments in your life because that's what it's all about, right? Us achieving our dreams, achieving our purposes, and getting to that next level, whatever that next level may be for you in your personal quest and journey. All right. All right. Once again, I am Melvin Valentine, co-founder of Choice Business Group. I'm offering a membership to you. Okay, North Las Vegas, it's your time. Stand up, take advantage of this tremendous opportunity. Let's all come together, like-minded individuals. Let's connect and transform our community for future generations to come. All right, because like we always say here at Choice Business Group, in times like these, you need to know your choices. This is Mr. Valentine reaching out to the community, letting you know it's time for you to move with the movement. Have a great day.